As we have already said, when you are trying to understand something, you can only do so to the extent that your own perception allows you to do so. In the absence of experiences which would have shaped your perception in a way which would allow you to understand that something, you will inevitably frame it in your own context instead. If I told you of this color, let's call it La Robia. You probably never heard of it, but can you try to guess how it looks like? You never heard of the color because I made it up, but did you perhaps notice what was happening inside of your mind when you were trying to understand how it looked like? You were probably trying to bring up other colors which you were already acquainted with. You were trying to make do with that which was already in your disposal. You can simply not make up a color which you haven't already seen. You can never truly know on an emotional or a sensory level that which you have never experienced yourself. You can know the theory about it, but that's about it. Your perception can simply not conjure something out of nothing without you having already experienced it in one way or another first. You cannot make up a new sound, for example, or it will be the same thing for pain. For example, the pain which you feel when you get burned. If you have never experienced that kind of pain, I would never be able to explain it to you. When I told you how it felt, you would have no choice but to frame it in a context which you yourself understood. Perhaps you would think it felt like a scratch or a stab, anything which you have already been acquainted with yourself. And we could both be under the impression that we are talking about the same thing, like if a colorblind person and a person with ordinary vision would be looking at the same thing. You will be calling it the same name, but you will be seeing something different. In a similar way, it will simply not be within your ability to accurately understand something which somebody else have experienced, but you haven't.